Hi, I got Oscillation number 12 from Finback. They're rotating double IPA series, at least every single time I've had it, it's been a double IPA. And this one is supposed to be the haziest, juiciest one of them all. Finback even said that themselves. It uses, what was it again? 007, Denali, Simcoe, and Citra, or something like that. But 007 and Denali are two hops that seem like they're popping up in a lot of the hippest, newest IPAs, and I've only had a couple experiences. I think I've had 007 in several Finback beers, some that were pretty good. So I'm going to look out for those. This is 8.1% alcohol. It was canned on the 18th, so that's 12 days ago. Very fresh. And I have high expectations for this because it seems like for the past 6 months or so, every other Finback beer is hazy and awesome, and then a lot of them are pretty clear. They have pretty good aroma and they're good beers, but they just don't have the intensity and the juiciness. And this one, just as I open the can, I'm getting big notes of like creamsicle. So very exciting. Real hazy. Even the stream itself coming out of the can is hard to see through. Whoa. I'm getting some notes in here that I'm not used to. Definitely from Denali or 007. A lot of people say Denali is really pineapple-y. I guess this is like pineapple and marshmallow. I've thrown out that ambrosia salad description a lot, and that really fits this one, but it lacks the cherry because ambrosia salad is like pineapple, mandarin orange, canned tidbits with marshmallows and coconut and all that stuff is in the aroma of this, but not really cherry. A really beautiful head. Hopefully this is picking up the color well enough, but it is quite pale, though extremely murky. It doesn't have the tinges of brown or gray that I notice in some of the really murky beers. And usually when you see that, it means that they're a little bit oxidized or something weird happened, and the aromas and flavors affected. With this one, it's in tip-top shape. Yeah, I'm getting lots of marshmallowy, coconut, creamsicle, almost vanilla. That's really nice, and it doesn't have too much of a fruity yeast ester thing. I'm not getting notes of Belgian yeast or anything like that. It seems like their yeast is really just bringing out all of these interesting fruity qualities from the hops, and the head is just not quitting, which I say this all the time, but with these super murky beers, sometimes it seems like it inhibits the head, especially with like Trillium double dry hop stuff. A lot of times that happens, but this is like, this head is not quitting. Yeah, and there's some really ripe orange in there too. That's smelling really good. Ooh, very thick. Tangy. Actually has some qualities of pineapple orange juice V8 tropical fruit cocktails. It gets a lot spicier in the flavor. Yeah, I just had Treehouse's Very Green yesterday, which is kind of comparable in the look, but very different hop combos. And this one is much bigger on spiciness and like tropical fruits, I guess, mixed in with a good amount of juicy citrus fruits. Like on the tongue, it seems like I mixed some orange juice with a little bit of mango, but a lot of grapefruit juice. It does have a grapefruit juicy quality, especially with the bitterness, the spicy bitterness I'm getting from this that I didn't really notice quite as much in most Treehouse beers. It's really full on the tongue, pretty soft, but it's not like light and fluffy and creamy. It's like the second you start to swallow it, it's like, ooh, kind of almost tart and really spicy. A lot of clean spice. seems like the Finback yeast is not really super expressive, but when it's in suspension with piles and piles of the hops they use, it works out really well, and that's what I really like about it. There isn't a weird yeast thing happening. I'm not getting any chalky qualities. I'm not getting, medicinal qualities. But it does have some bitterness, and there's definitely some throat burn happening. It's a little less easy to drink than Treehouse's Very Green that I had last night. I'll say that, but Treehouse beers are always easy to drink. It seems like it's maybe a touch more intense almost. Well, there's probably more bittering hops, maybe more kettle hops in this beer, but it's really good. It's not taxing on my palate. I'm not getting too much. Actually, I'm not getting much of any chalky quality on the tongue. That's distracting or really unpleasant. The throat burn's probably going to build up on this one. Yeah, the booze with the throat burn affects the throat. That's where a little bit of a bite lingers, but it dries out pretty clean and easy on the tongue. But it lingers with a grapefruity bitterness. And it's not too pithy though. It's not getting on the too spicy, rindy, or soapy. Though it does take away a lot of the sweeter candy-like tropical flavors that you notice at first once you get it on the tongue and swallow it. Yeah, this is a really good beer, and I noticed that with most of Finback's special releases, a lot of them are like the same price. But for this one, the cost price went up 50 cents. I don't know if it's just because this is a special one where they used a crap load of hops and they had to charge more for it, or if that means that like all the double IPAs are going to go up in price. It's still cheaper than single cut. I can say that much. But hopefully they don't keep raising the prices so much. This is definitely worth it though, because the cost price around here is like a little over $3.50 a can, which then when you mark it up, it's similar to Trillium's double IPAs, and this is way up there with some of Trillium's best double IPAs, I think. It doesn't have the overwhelming quality of like Headroom that I think was just too much. They went too much and it ended up being too little. This one's right on the edge of being too much, because when I say too much, it's like when they dry hop it so much and it's so hazy and so spicy or green or something, it takes away from all those fruity notes that are really nice. I would give this one a 4.5. It is a very nice beer, and I hope the Finback keeps doing beers like this, or at least keep it hazy. I know everyone likes to kind of talk about how the haze isn't what's important, but all the Finback beers that haven't been hazy were disappointments to me. So it tells me that something in their brewing process, when they're clearer, they lose their intensity. But this one is best. This is probably one of the best, if not the best, double IPA I've ever had from Finback. And I'm gonna seek out more Denali and 007 hops because I like what they're doing in here. Goodbye.